Our lead story tonight, a never-seen-before showdown in Parliament. Almost half of the opposition shown the door. Now, the worsening standoff between the government and the opposition over the Parliament security breach hitting rock bottom. Now, just months before the big battle for 24, the government and the opposition refusing to see eye to eye. More than 90 members have been suspended from both the houses, and this for disrupting proceedings. Now, while the opposition is insistent on its demand for the Home Minister's statement on the floor of the House, the government is not willing to concede either. What is the way forward now as key bills are in the pipeline? Our senior colleague Himanshu is now joining us live on the broadcast. So, Himanshu, this standoff, ultimately the taxpayer is hit because it takes money to run the House, and these disruptions, there seem to be no end. And 90 members suspended in a single session. These are record numbers we're looking at.
I think yes, because if you just look at the numbers, 33 Lok Sabha MPs and 45 Rajya Sabha MPs have been suspended today. If you add up, it comes to around 78. And last week, 13 Lok Sabha MPs and 1 Rajya Sabha MP, Derek O'Brien, were suspended. So if you add up both, the number comes to around 92. And imagine, since the Parliament security breach incident happened, 92 opposition MPs have been suspended. And this clearly reflects the growing fissures in Parliament, in both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. And I've interviewed several MPs, both in the Treasury benches and also in the opposition ranks. And both sides are insisting that the stand that they have taken is right. Opposition MPs are now saying that they will take this battle to the People's Court. They will now start protests on the road now because they have been denied to raise issues that they wanted to raise in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. On the other side, the government insisting that there were several important legislations that were pending, that the government desperately wanted to get it passed in both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, but the opposition protest was denying the government an opportunity to hold any kind of discussion and get this bill passed. And so that is why the Lok Sabha Speaker and Rajya Sabha Chairman were forced to take this tough decision. But the fact on the ground is that the political stalemate, which started on 13 December, is now deepening. And I think not much work we can expect in the remaining 4 days of the winter session. Vedant.
Absolutely, Himanshu. There are key bills that are in the pipeline, including, of course, the telecommunication bill and the bills to replace the criminal laws as well. Thanks very much for that update. But how did this play out in Parliament today? There was sloganeering, there were placards, and MPs storming the well of the House. Take a look at this report on an absolutely unprecedented day inside the House.
Please take your seats.
आप सब सदन का सहयोग करेंगे.
A very disturbing day for us.
सदन की गरिमा सर्वोपरि है.
Please take your seats. I would appeal to the honorable members.
Dozens of opposition MPs, nearly 100 of them, including both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha members, suspended for staging protests over the security breach in Parliament last week. Among those suspended, senior leaders like the Samajwadi Party's Ram Gopal Yadav and the Congress's leader in the Lok Sabha, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary.
तानाशाही की चरम शिखर पर पहुंच गई है सरकार को अगर कहना है सरकार सदन में आके बात करते जी सदन की हिम्मत नहीं है सरकार की सदन में आके बात करने के लिए.
We are weaponizing.
The confrontation started as opposition MPs stormed the well of the House with placards in their hands. This after the government refused to give in to their demand for the Home Minister's statement on the security breach.
ऐसी तानाशाही नहीं चलेगी, ना देश को कबूल है.
Honorable Leader of the House.
The government appears unwilling to relent, saying there is no scope for discussion on national security on the floor of the House.
उनके बार-बार अनुरोध पर विपक्ष के नेताओं तक ने उनकी बात नहीं सुनी. वेल में आए, बार-बार अनुरोध किया गया, माननीय सदस्यों को अपील करी गई कि वो अपने सीट पर बैठ के बोले.
The government is likely to continue with the passage of key bills like the telecom bill and the new criminal bills. This without most of the opposition in the House. With Himanshu Shekhar and Vedant Agrawal, Bureau Report, NDTV.
So, well, one wishes to see some mature discussions, at least when it comes to issues like national security. But moving now to the other big headline. Well, the southern state was just recovering from the aftermath of Cyclone Migjon, And another weather disaster. The rain havoc that has brought Tamil Nadu to its knees. 4 districts are on high alert, entire villages being evacuated as flood waters enter homes. And as we speak, nearly 500 passengers are stuck at the railway station there in southern Tamil Nadu. Now, the situation in these districts is expected to get worse as per the weatherman. Here's a report.
Massive, unprecedented floods in southern Tamil Nadu after 2 days of extremely heavy rainfall. More than 500 passengers are stranded on this Chennai-bound express train that is stuck in floodwaters in Tuticorin's Sri Vaikuntham railway station. Floods had washed away the railway tracks. The road link to the station got cut off too. The nightmare has continued for more than 20 hours.
ஸ்ரீவைகுண்டத்துக்கு வரும்போது வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ட்ரெயின் அதை தாண்டி போகாதுன்னு சொல்லி நேற்று நைட்டு ஒரு 9 o'clock இங்கே நிறுத்துனாங்க. இப்போ ஆல்மோஸ்ட் 11 o'clock ஆகுது. இதுவரையும் எங்களுக்கு வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா எந்த உதவியும் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு தண்ணி கூட ஏற்பாடு பண்ணல. அடிப்படை வசதியான தண்ணி, குழந்தைங்களுக்கு பால் இது கூட ஏற்பாடு பண்ணல ரயில்வே நிர்வாகம். மேலே இங்கே கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 1000 பேர் இருக்கோம்.
Normal life has been paralyzed in southern Tamil Nadu after floods triggered by unprecedented extremely heavy rains up to 94 centimeters in 24 hours pounded the region. Tuticorin bore the brunt of it. Highways, hospitals and even the collectorate was waterlogged. River Thamiraparani is in spate with heavy discharge from the Papanasam reservoir. This house collapsed even as the family watched helplessly from the next house. One person has died. More than 7,000 have been evacuated. Rail and air services have been suspended. The national and state disaster rescue force have been deployed. Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has sought the Prime Minister's appointment to seek central aid. There's been some respite from heavy rainfall over the last 5 hours. Already 2 reservoirs are filled to their capacity and 4 others are getting closer. People are hoping this would continue. Otherwise, any major discharge could turn catastrophic, something these districts cannot handle. In Chennai with Suresh, Sam Daniel, Find TV.
So pretty concerning there in Tamil Nadu. But moving now to our special focus, a story that is nothing short of a national shame, a complete failure of our legal system. Over 70 years after the Supreme Court ban on manual scavenging, this appalling practice continues in hidden silos. And the most vulnerable are those from the historically oppressed castes. A heart-wrenching incident this time from Kolar in Karnataka, where students were forced to climb down a septic tank and clean it with their hands at a government college. Now, the school principal is among the 2 arrested. And this, of course, is in Karnataka. Absolutely shocking there. But take a look at this report and these absolutely heart-wrenching visuals.
In another shocking case of corporal punishment and atrocity of SC/ST students, children in a government residential school in Karnataka's Kolar were made to clean a sewage tank. A video of the students subject to that inhuman punishment has gone viral. In another incident at the same school, students were seen carrying heavy school bags and falling unconscious.
ಪನಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್, ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೊಡಿತಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಬಾಯ್ಸ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ನೈಟ್ ಹೊತ್ತು ಪನಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಗ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಪನಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಫೋಟೋಸ್ ಯಾರು ತೆಗಿತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
According to Kolar police, this incident happened at Moraji Desai Residential School. A total of 243 students, including 19 girl students, study in the school from class 6 to 10. The school principal, Bharathamma, has been suspended and arrested along with another teacher. 4 contract staff have been dismissed.
ಇಡೀ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಸ್ಟೆಲ್ಗೆ ಮೊರಾರ್ಜಿ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಎಚ್ಚರಿಕೆ ಗಂಟೆ. ಕೇಸ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯನ್ನ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಹೊರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಒತ್ತಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ.
FIRs have been registered. 1 under SC and ST Act and law prohibiting employment of manual scavenging. Another under POCSO Act. Schools are supposed to be learning spaces that help build values with the help of teachers. But when they become a life of hell for children, then educational institutions and social norms need a complete revamp. With bureau inputs from Kolar, Pratibha Raman for NDTV.
So, well, those little children and their dignity, their rights, everything compromised. But moving now, the liquor scam heat on the Aam Aadmi Party continues. The party chief, Arvind Kejriwal, has been summoned by the Enforcement Directorate yet again. And this comes nearly a month after Kejriwal's snub to an earlier ED summons, which he called politically motivated. Arvind Gunasekar is now joining us with a quick update. So, Arvind, last time we remember Arvind Kejriwal skipped the ED summons, calling it politically motivated. Now, what is in the Aam Aadmi Party's plan going forward? Because remember, he can only skip 3 ED summons, after which the ED can move for an arrest warrant as well.
Vedant, the Enforcement Directorate has issued summons to Delhi Chief Minister and Aam Aadmi Party Chief Arvind Kejriwal in connection with this Delhi liquor policy money laundering investigation. Earlier, the agency had issued summons on November 2nd, and Kejriwal skipped that particular summon. In fact, in a letter to the Enforcement Directorate, Kejriwal called the summons of Enforcement Directorate as politically motivated and also called it as illegal, and that's why he asked the Enforcement Directorate to withdraw the summons. After going through the letter of Kejriwal and also getting a legal opinion, now the Enforcement Directorate has issued fresh summons to Kejriwal, asking him to appear before the Enforcement Directorate officials in the national capital on December 21st in connection with this Delhi liquor policy money laundering investigation. The agency has already finalized to charge sheet Aam Aadmi Party also as an accused in this particular case, alleging that Aam Aadmi Party was the end beneficiary of this proceeds of crime, and that's why the Enforcement Directorate has decided to charge sheet Aam Aadmi Party. Arvind Kejriwal being the convener of the party, and that's where the agency wants to record the statement of Kejriwal, and that's why they have issued summons to him on December 21st. With Kejriwal already announcing that he would be going for a Vipassana from 19th, it's unlikely that Kejriwal will be complying with the summons. So we have to wait and watch whether the Enforcement Directorate will be issuing fresh summons to him after his Vipassana, what other steps the agency will be taking forward. But it's very clear that the agency is in all likelihood will be charge sheeting Aam Aadmi Party also as an accused in this case, which will be the first in the history of Indian political system or Indian polity where a political party will be arraigned as an accused in a criminal investigation.
Arvind, thanks very much for joining us with all those details. So, well, that's going to be an important development if the entire party is charge sheeted. All eyes on the 21st. But moving now to the other big headline. Well, the Gyanvapi Mosque Scientific Survey Report has been submitted to the court of Varanasi's district judge by the Archaeological Survey of India. Now, the report was submitted as a sealed document today afternoon. It is unclear if this will be made public or shared with the either side. But the next date for hearing has been fixed for Thursday. Now, the survey of the mosque premises, excluding a section sealed by the Supreme Court, was ordered by the Varanasi court to check if the late 17th century mosque was built over a Hindu temple. Here's a report.
6 months after it started a scientific survey of Varanasi's landmark Gyanvapi Mosque, and 7 extensions later, the Archaeological Survey of India finally submitted its report before the court of Varanasi's senior-most judge this afternoon. The survey was conducted by the ASI on court orders to look at whether the Gyanvapi Mosque was built over a pre-existing Hindu structure.
This is the key contention of the 5 women petitioners who first went to the court 2 years back seeking access to the shrine inside the mosque complex. 4 out of 5 women then petitioned, asking for an ASI survey saying that it is a fair resolution for the Gyanvapi dispute.
It is not clear yet what the ASI survey has found. The mosque committee has urged the Varanasi court to distribute copies of the report only after undertakings of secrecy by all sides, given the sensitive nature of the case.
समाज में जो है मीडिया के गलत रिपोर्टिंग से जो है अवेयरनेस फैलने की संभावना है।
आज जो एएसआई ने रिपोर्ट सील कवर में फाइल की है, ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट के ऑर्डर का वायलेशन किया है। हमने प्रार्थना पत्र दिया है कि रिपोर्ट की कॉपी हमें हमारी ईमेल आईडी पे प्रोवाइड की जाए।
The Varanasi court is expected to decide on Thursday on the next steps in the case. With Tanish Punjabi, Ranveer Singh and Vineet Kumar Verma, Bureau Report, NDTV.
Moving now, the nationwide multi-agency terror crackdown that continues. Well, the NIA has busted a major ISIS terror module across 4 states. 8 terror operatives have been arrested. Now, explosives, weapons and several documents have been seized by the NIA as well. Now, the investigation has revealed that the module was a conspiracy to trigger an IED blast in several locations, which was foiled by the NIA. Now, this, of course, is a part of a larger terror crackdown by multiple agencies. And well, this as the country's top police officers will now attend a key security conclave in Jaipur. The annual DGIG conference moves to Jaipur for the very first time. Now, this conclave is set to take place from the 5th to the 7th of January next year. It has been organized by the Intelligence Bureau. And importantly, the Prime Minister and the Home Minister are also expected to attend the security conference. Now, the 3-day conclave will see heads of all central intelligence and law enforcement agencies as well as state police chiefs. This is the first central government meet being held in Rajasthan after it got a new chief minister, so it's politically important as well. The conference is being held outside Delhi after 10 years, and this security meet would annually happen in Delhi earlier. And well, moving now to our special report to Assam, where the BJP-led government recently renamed over 1,000 state-run madrasas as Middle English schools, which the government claims to have been done to foster uniformity and inclusion in the state's education system. However, now the state government's pursuit since last year to shut down and convert the state government-run madrasas to general schools has faced a lot of criticism from some quarters. NDTV's Ratndeep Chaudhary has this report.
Students busy with their classes at a government school in the Muslim-dominated Datialbori village in Assam's Morigao district. This is one of over 1,200 government-run educational facilities that have seen a nomenclature change in the past 3 years. They used to be called madrasas earlier, but have now been renamed as Middle English schools. A move the Himanta Biswa Sharma government says will lead to uniformity.
আগতে বুৰকা পিন্ধি আহিব লাগিছিল আৰু এতিয়া ইউনিফৰ্ম চুইজাৰ পিন্ধি আহিব লাগে আগতো ভালেই লাগিছিল আৰু এতিয়াও ভালেই লাগিছে এতিয়া মাহে শনিবৰীয়া চৰাও পাতে আৰু মাহত ফাংচনো হয় বা বছৰতো ফাংচন হয় আৰু
3 years after Assam introduced a law to convert all state-run madrasas into regular schools that impart general education, the government claims the move has been a success. But not everyone agrees.
इस दफा 4,000 से ज़्यादा स्टूडेंट जो मद्रासा पढ़ने के लिए स्कूल में एडमिशन लिया था, वो लोग अभी मेट्रिकुलेशन जो जनरल स्टडीज है वो समाप्त करके पहला बार पास आउट हुआ. ये सेकेंड बैच भी अभी एग्जाम देने वाला है. तो ये सारे अच्छा बातें हैं असम के लिए.
हमारा कौमी मदरसा नहीं है जिसमें गवर्नमेंट का कोई पैसा नहीं लिया जाता है. तो गवर्नमेंट के ही मदरसे थे, गवर्नमेंट ने उसको जो है बंद कर दिया तो नेचुरली वो स्कूल में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा.
Now as students cope with this change in education system, the ruling BJP will aim for political dividends in the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. With Nakul Rabha in Morigao, in Guwahati, Ratndeep Chaudhary for NDTV.